Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jake from TNJ, and we're back for more MLB The Show 19 franchise. So hit that like button. And looking at Corey Kluber, who was our biggest signing of this franchise so far, and he is the first to 8 wins, 8-0. Look at that, 1.25 whip. I mean, it's not the greatest, but still, he's 8-0. I mean, I'll take it. We can get wins any way we can. If that means that, we have to score a little bit more this season with our new acquisitions, Marvin Gonzalez, Wellington Castillo, and just, pretty much support our pitchers a little more. But it's been the opposite. It's actually been our pitchers that are doing well. I mean, our hitting's doing just as good, but our pitching's doing really well, even out of the bullpen. So here we are starting out this game. I wanted to show Carlos Rodon's return to the south side of Chicago. So let's get this in, man. Let's get this victory. Let's get this W. So here is Rodon on the mound facing his old teammates, and just looking at their starting lineup. Eloy Jimenez is hitting 313 on the season, and Daniel Palka's right behind him hitting 292, which is second on their roster. So let's hop back into it. Bottom of the first inning. Here's Eloy Jimenez at the plate. He's going to ground out to Tim Beckham, who is playing second in the place of DeYoung this game, giving him a day off. So up comes Daniel Palka. He gets a hit up the middle, and he gets the first run across the plate. And now it's a 1-0 game here for the White Sox. So up comes Delmonico. He's going to swing and miss at a low fastball, and that's going to be the third out of the inning. And we allow 1 run there in the first. So on to the top of the second. Here's Marwin Gonzalez at the plate. He gives a pitch a ride, and that one is going to be crushed. And that's gone. And he pretty much turned on that one. That was an outside pitch. That just shows what type of versatility Marwin Gonzalez brings. And you can just see he is just tearing the cover off the ball. But on the opposite side, Sam Perez is not having a great start to the season. We initially started him at the leadoff spot, but he just hasn't been doing anything. So we bumped Malik Smith back up there. Here he is at the plate. He hits a liner to shortstop that time to end the inning there in the third. So here in the top of the fourth here, Daniel Vogelback, he can't get anything going. So slow bats here to start this game, as here comes Sam Perez up to the plate one more time, and he's just going to hit a ground ball up the middle. So I don't know about Sam Perez. He definitely showed his promise last season, but maybe he just needs to get a little bit more work in AAA or AA and maybe get some reps down there. So here is still on the mound, Carlos Rodon giving up a hit to the right side that time over the right fielder's head. And now they got a guy on second here with no outs in the inning, but a nice little play there from Tim Beckham flipping it. And that's actually a pretty accurate throw for that. That's a pretty difficult throw. So up comes Stevenson to the plate. He hits one to center field. Malik Smith comes up throwing, and he's going to hold the runner at second base. So now here's Lewis Robert at the plate, and he's going to strike out looking on that one. And we get out of that inning with no damage done. So on to the top of the fifth. Here is Domingo at the plate. He's hitting over 300 to start the season, and he's going to round first, head to second, and he's barely going to make it there and avoid the tag from Tim Anderson, and that's a leadoff double here in the fifth. So up comes Omar Narvaez hitting in the 8 hole. He swings at a slider low and inside, and he's going to whiff at that one. That brings up JP. He's going to swing at one right over the middle, and just a slight bit too late on that one. And it's a fly ball to left field. And now we got 2 outs in the inning. Malik Smith, can he get anything going? But no, that's a 101-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone. Man, that was heat. So here we go, on to the 6th inning. Tim Beckham at the plate, hitting in the 2 hole. He turns on a pitch, hitting it deep to left field. And that one's going to hit off of the top of the wall. And it's going to stay in play, as Tim Beckham does round second pretty hard, but he does hold up for a stand-up double. So now we got no outs in the 6th. Here is Justin Turner at the plate. He hits one hard up the middle, but their second baseman got a pretty good jump on that one, and that one does not squeak through. So that brings up Vogelback, 0 for 2 in this game. He gets a pitch to hit and hits a liner right up the middle. Tim Beckham is going to round third and head home, and he is going to be safe. So we get on the board again, 2-1 here on the road. And nice hit up the middle by Vogelback as the pitching coach does come out, and they bring in Aaron Bummer, who is not having a great year so far. In 16 innings pitched, both right-handers and left-handers both hitting over 300. But he gets Marvin Gonzales to swing and miss at a high fastball way behind that one. And up comes Sam Perez, who's been ice cold. He's going to hit a blooper to center field, but Robert is going to run that one down with the sliding catch. That's a nice effort by the young center fielder. As now we move on to the top of the 7th. Here's Omar Narvaez at the plate, hitting one down the left field line. It's going to be missed by the left fielder. Nice diving effort, but not good enough as we get the single here with 1 out. So now we got a guy on first base, J.P. Crawford at the plate. 3-2 count. He's going to hit one to the left center gap, and Robert is going to be on his horse running that one down, but Omar Narvaez only has 16 speed. But we're going to try this arm here from Tim Anderson, and we are going to slide in safe and make it a 3-1 game here on the road. And that's nice hitting that time by J.P. So up comes Malik Smith to the plate. He's going to swing and miss, or swing and hit that one to third base. That's an easy out there for the second out of the inning. And up comes Tim Beckham, who is going to swing at a low pitch, and that's going to be a ground ball to Anderson, and they're going to get out of this inning here. But we do get 2 runs there in the middle innings as we bring in Alex Colomé. And he's turning into my favorite relief pitcher out of the bullpen, and you'll see why. Here is Omar Sanchez at the plate. 2-2 count. High heat. 98 miles an hour. So now, 1 out. Here is another pitch on the outside. That's Eloy Jimenez. He's looking at that one. 2 outs. Daniel Palka at the plate. 3-2 count. A soft ground ball. I mean, the production we get out of Colomé is unmatched by anybody in our bullpen right now. But, I mean, we have a pretty good closer as well. Kirby Yates. And look at him so far. Appeared in 13 games. I believe he actually has 10 saves on the year, and he's pitching pretty good as well as he gets the first batter to strike out. But Josh Fuentes does come up. He hits one to right field, and that's going to be a single here as that brings up Gerardo Parra here off of the bench actually to pinch hit, and they depend on him here in a situation with a man on first base, but it's a tailor-made shot right at the shortstop, and we get the double play ball. And we get the victory here on the road as we defeat the Chicago White Sox 3-1 in this game. And I was really impressed by Carlos Rodon returning back home, really. And he gets the victory. So we do go on to win 2 of 3 in that Chicago White Sox series. Then we go on the road to Toronto and lose 2 of 3. So those were games we probably should have won there. It's a really less team. I mean, like one of the bottom feeders of the league right now. And then we go play the Kansas City Royals at home in a 4-game set. And here we are in the bottom of the 9th inning. Here in the second game of the series, Malik Smith at the plate and J.P. Crawford at second. And we hit a little nubber to the pitcher here, and they get the out at first. And now it's a guy on third base, Justin Turner at the plate, hitting .294. He's 3 for 4. In this game, a double and 2 singles, and this is a tailor-made situation. He gets a pitch to hit. It's a liner right up the middle, but right at Billy Hamilton in center, and that's an easy put out for the center fielder. So now Marvin Gonzalez up to the plate here in the bottom of the 13th. He gets a pitch to hit right up the middle, and he starts out this 13th inning with a 1-out hit as that brings up Tim Beckham here. 2 for 4 in this game, hitting in the 7-hole this game, and 2-2 count. He gets a pitch to hit, and he gives this one a ride, and that one is going to be just out of the park, right over the right fielder's glove there, getting over the wall, and we walk it off here in 13 innings, and we need to win all these games. We should be, because Texas is right on our heels, and we know what kind of team they have and how well they are doing here in this franchise. But we get the victory here, 6-4 off of 12 hits. So now we hop into the third game of this set, and Kansas City is just tearing the ball in this game. I mean, look at this. They're up 7-2, 9-2 now, 10-2 now. And we put in column A, and column A gives up a run, 11-2. And this is not exactly how we imagine this to go at all. I mean, look at this, 11-2. I mean, they are just killing us. And they get one more, 12-3. And wow, Kansas City goes on to win that game as, man, we actually split with the Royals. I'm surprised at that. So now we got Toronto at home. Let's at least sweep them this time because they're a lesser opponent. And it looks like Cliff Fisher is hurt for 1 to 2 weeks. So then we're down in the first game already. And we end up losing that first one 1-4. But we are up in the second game here. So Justin Turner at the plate. I'm not going to play this one. I'm just going to simulate to the end. He has a 16-game hit streak. Hopefully he got a hit there as he stays hot. So we do win 2 of 3 at least. So we win that last game 10-5. And just looking at our offense here, I just want to look at the stats really quick as we round out the month of May. Marwin Gonzalez, Domingo Santana, David Freese, and Tim Beckham all hitting over 300. That's exactly what you want to see because half of those guys aren't even like at the top of the order. You know, Tim Beckham's the only one at the top of the order. Everybody else is kind of middle of the order guys. David Freese has been hitting at the top just because, you know, he's been hitting the ball really well. So I can't keep him out of the lineup if he's hitting over 300 and he's doing work at the top. So looking at our pitching, you know, we're doing pretty good. I think the one down spot to our rotation right now is Carlos Rodon, actually, out of all pitchers. I would have thought that would have been Kikuchi, but it's actually Rodon, who would have been our ace going into this season. But I don't know, he's just having a down year. Maybe it's just one of those years. So now we hop into some interleague matchup here, and you know, the Pittsburgh Pirates are a team we don't get to see much. So we're gonna play this game, and I want to see what they're about. They have a similar record to us right now, so this is gonna be a pretty good game, I imagine, and a close matchup as we put Kikuchi on the mound, and he's facing up against Eduardo Rodriguez, who is pretty much a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio pitcher, and he's doing all right. Not great, not bad, but we'll see what he does in this game. Just looking at our pitching stats around the MLB, you can just see we are doing work right now. Whip, third in the MLB. Walks, third in the MLB. And we're right in the middle in strikeouts, but we're top 5 in the AL in opponent average and 8th in the MLB as well. So we are doing really, really well in our bullpen, in our rotation. I'm not too mad about Rodon right now just because I know, you know, what he can do. So he's struggling, but I imagine he's going to get right back on the ship that he's been on the last season and a half. So here is Pittsburgh at the plate here, and look at this situation. Guys on first and third here with one out as Kikuchi gets into a little bit of trouble here as he walks Josh Bell to load up the bases. So, Pittsburgh on the road. Here's Travis d'Arnaud at the plate, hitting .304, but we get a ground ball this time to David Freese, and we get out of this second inning. No damage done as the bullet is avoided in that inning. But here's the thing, you know, our offense has not been doing well, at least lately. At least we haven't been doing consistently. We've been putting up runs in some games, but a lot of games were just inconsistent, and you can just see the inconsistency here. I think this is just good pitching, though. We're swinging at good pitches. Here's Eduardo Rodriguez on the mound. A low pitch that time to Tim Beckham, but he just doesn't hit the ball hard on that one. He's really good at hitting those low pitches. Even David Freese hits a hard ground ball to second base. He can't do anything. Here's Marvin Gonzales. He pops out to center, and we're just missing pitches so far in the early parts of this game. But, you know, I don't expect that to last, especially with this offense. So now we move on to the top of the 5th inning. Here's a ground ball this time to Paul DeYoung, who makes a rare error there at second. So now they got a guy on first base, no outs. Here's Josh Bell at the plate. He hits one down the right field line, and that's going to drop in before Domingo Santana can get to it. And now they got guys on the corners here with no outs. Here's Travis d'Arnaud at the plate one more time. He gets one through the right side of the infield, and that one is going to score the first run of the game. So the Buccos take the 1-0 lead here on the road here. Still with no outs. Here's Starling Marte. He's going to push bunt to second, and we're going to get the out, and it's just going to go as a sacrifice. That was actually a pretty good bunt. So up comes Frazier to the plate. Here with one out. He hits one through the right side, and that one does get through. But we go home on accident. I don't even know what I was thinking. I don't know if I hit that on accident. I meant to hit the cutoff, I think, but the cutoff wasn't there. So up comes the next batter. Here with guys on the corners with one out, and we do get the double play, though, and we get out of that inning, but they do take the 2-0 lead. So now I move on to the bottom of the 6th. Here's Tim Beckham at the plate. I said he could hit those low pitches with some power, and there's one off of the top of the wall, but they're coming up firing, and Tim Beckham is just going to slide in. Safe with a double, and that's a good start here to the 6th. So David Freese at the plate. He's 0 for 2 so far. He hits one hard up the middle. That one is going to get through. Marte's going to come up throwing, and it's going to be offline, and David Freese is going to make it into second base. So now we're right back in this game, and now we got a guy on second here with no outs in the 6th. Paul DeYoung at the plate. He hits a grounder to the shortstop, and that's going to be an easy put out there, as that's a nice scoop at first by Josh Bell. So now up comes Justin Turner to the plate. He's going to hit one over the shortstop's head into left field, and now we got guys on the corners here with one out in the inning, and that brings up a pretty good hitter in Marvin Gonzalez. 0 for 2 up to this point. He gets a low pitch, but it's a hard ground ball right into a double play, and Pittsburgh gets out of this inning with pretty much no damage done, one run across the plate, but we still got time to come back. 2 more innings. On to the 8th inning. Here is Malik Smith running a ball down here in down the left field line, and that's going to be the end of our starting pitcher Kikuchi's day. And that brings in Sam Tuivalala. Remember who he was, our closing pitcher last year. Remember in the first season he was really good as a reliever. I moved him to closer. I'm moving him back to reliever, and he seems to be doing a little bit better than last season. He didn't do bad, but here he does get Jung Ho Kang to strike out at the low and inside sinker. So we get out of that inning. So now on to the bottom of the 8th inning. There's J.P. Crawford at the plate. He's taking one off of the back, and he's going to get on first with a walk. Here is Tim Beckham at the plate. Hit and run, and he hits that one right on the screws, but it's right at the center fielder, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Up comes David Freese. He's going to get fooled on that one. That's an outside slider. So now 2 outs. Can we just move this runner over? Here's Paul DeYoung, but he's just going to hit a fly ball to right field, and the Buccos get out of that inning there with no damage done, giving up a leadoff walk. We move on to the bottom of the 9th inning. Here's Marwin Gonzalez at the plate. Do we have a little bit of magic there with that leadoff single as Marwin gets on first? And that brings up Domingo Santana, who's hitting really well this year. Facing lefties, he hits one up the middle, but it is right into a double play. And we come away with the loss in this game. And Pittsburgh comes on the road, does what they're supposed to do. We didn't get much offense in this game, but Pittsburgh gets it done. 2-1 as Eduardo Rodriguez actually doesn't even pitch that well. He doesn't strike out a lot of guys, but he just gets through that victory. So we do move on past that series, dropping 2 of 3, and now we move on to a 2-game set. First, the Houston Astros on the road. So we hop into this critical situation. Alex Bregman at the plate here with the man on second base. Can Kirby Yates come up with the save? First pitch is in the dirt. He throws to third base. Omar Narvaez overthrows a third baseman. And look at this. They're going to come around to tie this game up. So, wow, what a way to hop into that situation. So we decide to just sim through it, and look what happens. The Astros hit a walk-off. Diaz goes deep, and they come away with the 12-10 victory. Wow, I thought we were going to close that one out, and nope, didn't turn out to be that way. So now looking at the standings here at the end of the month of May, it's tied. So the Rangers come all the way back, and they end up tying us up here as they're 7-3 in their last 10. We're 5-5. So what a way to end the month of May. Not the greatest ends of the month, but I imagine that we're going to bounce back strong in June. We're going into the draft probably next episode, so you guys don't want to miss that one. Remember, we do not have that first-round pick because we signed Corey Kluber, and that qualifying offer was extended to him. So we will not have a first round pick. So it's going to be an interesting draft. I wonder how our scouts did. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.